Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon, like, comment, and share this video to support us. Good evening. Tensions between Israel and Iran have exploded into open conflict, shaking the Middle East and the world. For years, the region's story was shaped by American and European diplomacy. But now, China is stepping into the spotlight. China's response to this crisis signals a shift in global power, as Beijing's decisions now echo from Tehran to Tel Aviv. As missiles flew, China's message was clear but calculated: protect its interests, project stability, and position itself as a global leader. No longer silent, China is now deeply invested in the Middle East, with economic ties and strategic ambitions. Understanding China's stance is key to understanding the future of the region and the world order. The latest escalation began with an Israeli strike on an Iranian consulate in Syria, followed by Iran's direct attack on Israel. This marked a dangerous new phase, risking a wider war and global economic disruption. While every major power weighed in, China's statement stood out, not as a distant observer but as a nation with real stakes. This is a test for Israel, Iran, the US, and especially for China. Can it protect its interests and shape events without being drawn into conflict? Is China a force for peace, or is it using the crisis to expand its influence? The answers will define the geopolitics of the 21st century. Tonight, we break down China's deliberate dance in the Middle East. What does China want? And what role will it play? Let's find out. As the crisis erupted, China's diplomats moved quickly but cautiously. Beijing's message, calm and restraint from all sides. China stressed de-escalation, presenting itself as the mature, stabilizing power. Central to its response was the principle of national sovereignty, condemning the Israeli strike on Iran's consulate as a violation of international law, but stopping short of direct condemnation. This approach lets China criticize actions without alienating either side. China also offered to mediate, building on its recent success brokering peace between Iran and Saudi Arabia. By doing so, it positions itself as a credible alternative to the US, able to talk to all parties. China linked the conflict to the broader war in Gaza, calling for a ceasefire and a two-state solution. This frames regional instability as a result of unresolved Palestinian issues, subtly criticizing US policy while maintaining neutrality. China's strategy: protect its interests, boost its influence, and appear as a responsible global actor. It's a sophisticated diplomatic balancing act. The world is watching how far China will go. Is China truly neutral, or does it quietly favor one side? Officially, China claims neutrality, maintaining ties with both Israel and Iran, but its language often leans toward Iran and Arab positions, swiftly condemning Israel's strike, but not Iran's retaliation. Instead, China frames Iran's actions as self-defense, while urging restraint. This isn't accidental. China has deep strategic ties with Iran, including a 25-year cooperation agreement and Belt and Road investments. Yet China also values its economic relationship with Israel, especially in technology and trade. To avoid alienating either, China uses carefully chosen words, criticizing actions, not countries. This is strategic ambiguity. China wants to be everyone's friend, but its loyalty is to its own interests. If supporting Iran helps counter US influence, China will do so. If silence protects trade with Israel, it stays quiet. Unlike the US, China's support is conditional and transactional. Its neutrality is about maximizing its own advantage, not fairness. China is picking its own side, every time. This diplomatic tightrope walk is central to its Middle East strategy. It's a sharp contrast to America's clear alliances. China's approach: flexibility, not commitment. The result: influence without entanglement. But can this strategy hold as tensions rise? Only time will tell. To understand China's caution, follow the money. The Middle East is vital to China's economy, especially for oil. China is the world's largest oil importer, relying heavily on Middle Eastern supplies. A war between Israel and Iran could threaten the Strait of Hormuz, sending oil prices soaring and hurting China's economy. That's why stability is China's top priority. China's calls for calm are urgent pleas to protect its economic lifeline. Beyond oil, the region is key to China's Belt and Road initiative, with major infrastructure projects at stake. War would halt investments, endanger workers, and threaten China's global ambitions. China needs stable partners and safe shipping lanes. Its neutrality is driven by the need to do business with everyone. For China, peace in the Middle East isn't just diplomacy, it's economic survival. That's the real reason behind its careful stance. China and the US have starkly different approaches to the Israel-Iran conflict. The US relies on clear alliances and military intervention, defending Israel with force. China avoids military entanglements, sending diplomats instead of warships. Beijing's strategy, non-interference economic engagement and talking to all sides. This lets China present itself as a neutral alternative to America's interventionist model. Many in the region find China's approach appealing. Less pressure, more partnership. But China's influence is softer. It can't stop missiles, only urge restraint. America shapes events with hard power. China builds influence through trade and diplomacy. Each model has strengths and limits. China's neutrality wins friends, but can it deliver real results in a crisis? The Middle East is the proving ground for both strategies. The world is watching which approach will prevail. The stakes couldn't be higher. China's response to the conflict includes sharp criticism of the US. Beijing blames American policy for fueling instability, citing unconditional support for Israel and the withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal. China argues that US interventionism provokes conflict, while its own model offers trade and stability. By highlighting American failures, China positions itself as a more responsible power. This narrative resonates with countries wary of US military presence. China's message: we offer investment, not troops. The Israel-Iran crisis is a stage for China to challenge US leadership. It's a battle of influence as much as policy. Is China a genuine peacemaker or just a shrewd power player? Its mediation between Saudi Arabia and Iran shows potential for constructive diplomacy. But China's actions are driven by self-interest, stable energy, safe trade, and Belt and Road ambitions. China prefers economic incentives over security commitments, avoiding the risks of true mediation. The real test: will China move beyond calls for calm and use its influence to shape outcomes? The region needs committed partners, not distant powers seeking advantage. China stands at a crossroads: cautious economic player or global superpower willing to invest in peace. Its choice will shape the Middle East and its own global role for decades. The world is watching. Which path will China choose? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Your support helps us create more content for you.